Alright, now let's watch Pools Closed. I'm curious. Please be good. I love Habbo Hotel. Habbo Hotel is my childhood. I remember playing. Okay, I played with this girl back when I was like... Fuck, how old would I have been? I don't know. Maybe like 9 or 10 years old. And I was so jealous because she... Well, was a girl and got everything given to her. So her house looked insane. Meanwhile, I'm over here struggling to fucking get paid. Couldn't even buy a fucking couch. Fuck. It was a real life girl, okay? I didn't get catfished, I swear.
An emergency.
There's something in the water! Do not go into the water. Oh my god.
He's got AIDS. Get out of there.
In 2006, a pandemic spread across the world. Extensive research from the CDC revealed Habbo Hotel pool as the point of origin, likely after someone jacked off into one of the filters.
What?
Since then, a band of unlikely heroes has worked tirelessly to keep the people safe, to close every pool.
What the fuck? Shroud's like one of my best friends.
It all started on July 12th. The plan was simple. Create an account, make an avatar, full suit, dark
God,
skin,
this game's
big
so good. I want to
asshole.
play again.
Log in and block the pool. Hundreds flooded in to block the ladders and prevent players from catching the AIDS. They arranged themselves in the standard health and safety swastika formation. The mission was an overwhelming success. No one could get into the pool. But then, another threat emerged. On September 4th, Steve Irwin, well-known animal fighter, was killed by a stingray. Provoked and en masse, intel indicated that many more stingrays were headed for the Habbo Hotel pools. Now the pool was filled with AIDS and stingrays, and most likely those stingrays also had AIDS. Operation September 11th was launched, and once again our heroes marched towards the pools. But it wasn't just the Habbo pool that had people worried. Here's one concerned citizen having their own local pool closed.
Hi, there's kind of an emergency. I was swimming in the pool and I cut my leg, and I mean, there was a fair amount of blood. It's not enough for me to go to the hospital, but I actually have HIV, and
You were in the pool, like, right now?
Yes, ma'am. And people could be getting infected
Okay,
right now. I mean,
I'll go shut the pool.
You gonna close the pool?
Yep.
Okay, thank you, ma'am.
You're welcome.
Pool's closed!
Everybody out.
Recruitment was at an all-time high. Pools were being shut down left and right. It looked as if our heroes could really achieve a permanent pool shutdown. But then, things took a sharp turn. The racist mods had arrived. They were determined to keep the pool open even though they knew the risks. Bannings left and right. This wasn't a war.
What?
This was a massacre. Hundreds of avatars were lost. But our heroes were not giving up so easily. If they couldn't take the fight to Habbo, they would take it to the streets.
Yeah.
Yes, and what did they exactly tell you?
To evacuate the pool?
Okay, because of HIV, correct?
That's correct.
Alright. One of the standard procedures is we need you to go ahead and put a sign outside the pool and tell them why it's closed.
Right, we're doing that right now.
Or what are you putting on the sign exactly? Because there are some
Due
rules.
to health and safety.
Yeah, the pool's closed due to AIDS, actually.
Do we have to specify AIDS? I mean...
Yes.
Okay, pool closed due to AIDS.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Okay, so who's coming down here? And they're gonna test the water when they come down here?
John Robertson.
John Robertson from Castle, right?
Yes.
Okay, is coming down here.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay,
good.
thank you.
Okay.
Okay, so we just got an entire pool evacuated, and they now have a sign outside the pool saying pool closed due to AIDS.
But just as the real-life campaign to shut down the pool was reaching its peak, a new challenger emerged. If the mods were trash mobs, she would be the final boss.
Uh-oh.
Banned from a swimming pool. Tonight their grandmother is outraged.
Trying to make sense of a sign.
She never thought that after 50 years, her grandkids would be the target of such hate. but this is a sign that one woman who lives in this area didn't expect to see. Mary Alice says when this sign was up, the pool wasn't closed at all.
And I tell myself it's just a bunch of racist, homophobic geeks ridiculing me.
But our heroes weren't about to take it lying down. They found her home phone number and made pleas to reason and logic.
Mary Alice received several calls after she began telling her story.
I have been sent from the future to close the pool.
She would not listen. She knew how to make it all about her, and she knew how to play the media.
This kind of stuff is old, and it's ugly, and it's tired, and it's time for it to be buried.
According to some websites, this image is associated with a group of hackers who invaded a children's social networking site. Just an online inside joke.
A joke is when two people laugh. I'm not laughing.
She's not laughing.
She was not laughing.
During our interview, Altorfer learned of a second flyer at the pool.
It's a picture of me with an afro.
Police did collect it for prints.
When they get tired of making fun of a grandma online, they will find something better to do.
For months, she continued a campaign to keep the pool open.
Intermission. She's not laughing, boys. She's not laughing.
Pool is closed due to AIDS. Also, intermission is over.
In 2009, our brothers prepared for another raid,
Oh,
but
no.
they didn't know it could be their last.
Oh.
The racist mods and devs had changed the rules. They allowed avatars to walk through each other. Nothing could ever be blocked again. What followed was a series of shitty raids, each more failed than the last.
Aww.
And the fail gave way to infighting. First, there was a faction of skinheads who split away. Then the gingers decided to make their own group. Then there was total communist revolution.
Oh my god.
In 2010, things only got worse. And by 2011, it looked as though there would never be another successful raid again. These were the brothers' darkest days, and it was almost certain that the pools would remain open forever. But then, in 2012, a ray of hope.
Now Channel 4 News can reveal that the children's online gaming site Habbo Hotel is inhabited by paedophiles.
Oh
Following
no.
our revelations, one of the company's biggest multi-million-pound investors has pulled out.
In one quick shift of fortune, it became possible that not just the pool, but the entire hotel could be closed indefinitely.
It has been the best part of, 10 years that Habbo's been going on, and within a week, Channel 4 have managed to basically tear that down.
Admins muted the whole game for a week. No one could talk to anyone, and the player base sank right through the floor. But the best part was, our brothers had reunified. The divisions of the past had been put to the side. They came together to kick Habbo while it was down, and they were coming prepared.
Oh no. This is how Habbo died. This is how it died.
With their growth in numbers, they didn't need to block. They just had to make a large and annoying presence. And with Habbo's dwindling player base, it was easier than ever.
I think these people need a little education about the HIV virus.
The disease is here. Protect your children.
What?
I have HIV. I mean, my blood is in the water, and it's not good, you know. I can't.
I gotcha. Well, I appreciate you calling. We will take drastic measures.
We have hourly testing by management staff. We also have weekly testing of our water.
Pool is closed due to AIDS.
It's been quite the adventure of highs and lows, pools and AIDS, pedos and stingrays. And now it's 2017. There will be 2 great raids this year. July 12th, the anniversary of the very first raid.
Oh no.
And December 1st, World AIDS Day.
Oh,
It's up to you whether you want to come along. But I hope to see you there, brothers.
Okay, so that's the reason why Habbo Hotel died. 4chan killed Habbo Hotel. Okay. That's crazy. It's crazy how much power people have. Oh my god. It's just like cheats, right? Like if everyone cheated in one game, let's say every single person in Apex cheated, or like 90% of them, the game would just gone immediately. All right, last video.
Let me tell you how the world ended. December 31st, 1999. Y2K.
Just how bad will it get?
Everything that could go wrong did. Y2K, the movie.
To my knowledge, I'm the last survivor. Planes fell from the sky. Expensive Pentium 2s ceased to function. Nuclear launches all around the globe. Let me tell you about the downfall of mankind. Scene transition. It all started in the 80s. The synth was wavy. The computers were absolute units. But the memory was embarrassingly small. So at the time, computer programmers were trying to save every byte they could. When they programmed in years, the date 1995, for example, became just 2 digits. 95. Good solution at the time. But as the years went by, people went, hold on a minute, what will happen at the year 00? And the answer was, across millions of potential systems, no one really knew. They had a problem, and they called it Y2K. But let's take a step back. What does Y2K mean?
Well, Y is short for year, 2 of course means 2, and K is the scientific symbol for thousand.
Mono means 1, and rail means rail.
So the year 00 was coming up. For computers, that could mean 2000, or it could mean 1900, or it could be a nil value. Now apply that same principle to something more important like banking transactions, international scheduled airline departure, or the internal clocks of GPS satellites. And now you see the problem. Systems would start to fail.
The systems will fail, and if one part of it fails, none of it works.
So traffic lights, power systems, water systems, military networks, microwaves, advanced AI, the entire internet. It could all potentially domino into chaos.
It is a particularly large global disaster in the making.
Scene transition. So companies got together to spend their way out of the problem. The United States alone invested an estimated $134 billion to fix the bug. But they had an immovable deadline, and only so much could be done leading up to January 1st, and hitherto, only a fraction of the problem was fixed. Legislators could see the writing on the wall, so the Y2K Act was passed, which protected companies against lawsuits resulting from the bug. But, as the media reported on the problem in louder and more hysterical terms,
they're preparing for martial law.
I think Y2K financially could be devastating for this nation.
They'll tell you everything's fine. They're lying to you. Everything ain't fine.
The Y2K problem could abolish all paper currency and coins throughout the world.
A secondary problem arose. Panic. Ooh. Here's an example. You spend millions of dollars getting your city's water system up to Y2K compliance. Everything's looking good. But the media is feeding people hype. So a nervous population does what it often does. Ouch. No, fill the bathtub full of water. Just in case, for obvious reasons. Well, also what tends to happen is everybody has that idea at once, at the last minute. You can imagine what that does to a big city. It kills supply. Then people think there's no water, Y2K is on for sure, and panic explodes in the streets. Boy, there was potential here for real disaster. So it was up to citizens like us to take matters into our own hands. Welcome to the Y2K Expo. Everything you need to survive the apocalypse. We bought survival bunkers.
They think I'm mad. Mostly. But then they want a place in the bunker.
We bought seeds. We bought a library of literature. We bought into pretty much everything.
Call now and get the ultimate Y2K survival kit from becalm.com.
But Y2K just kept creeping closer. And soon, it was time to say goodbye to loved ones.
But it's a two-person...
It was time to say goodbye to the world as we knew it. From my bunker, I could hear the bombs go off. The destruction. Just unimaginable. Let me just set the mood real quick. Nope. Nope. Close. Yeah. It's all gone now. The small things that went unappreciated. The great moments of our time. There is no going back. The date today is somewhere around 2018. It's finally time to step back into the world. With whatever horrors that may bring. I don't know what I'll find out there. Mutants, cannibals, different factions of bandit. I just hope I'm ready to take it all on. Get it? He steps out and then it's the cabin from season 5. It's all connected. It's such a deep and encompassing lore. Remember when I used to make good content? Me neither. Scene transition. Okay, I was only partially right about the whole doomsday thing. The world didn't end. But in Australia, some of the vending machines stopped working. And the International Weather website displayed the wrong year. Also this. So that must have been annoying to fix.
In hindsight, that's pretty funny. Actually, to be honest, at the time I thought it was pretty funny. I worked in the airline industry for years as an avionics engineer. I knew that no planes were going to fall out of the sky.
$500 billion well spent.
Okay. I actually didn't know anything about Y2K, so that was actually kind of cool. I was really interested in that video. I knew nothing behind the reason of Y2K. I just knew, you knew of Y2K, and you're like, oh, fuck, end of the world, Y2K. That's all I knew. That's all I knew. I didn't know anything about it. So that was interesting to me, anyway. It wasn't funny, but it was interesting.